Hey, hi, I'm Dave Nielsen, the track coach at Idaho State, and we have a new safety device that's been approved for use this year. We used the same box collar last year. It's designed to stay in place, and this is one that we made for purchase. And I want to just show you some of the aspects of the collar. It's about 2 inches of closed cell foam that provides the padding. It's much like a gymnastics padding. And the box collar itself is framed and then sits right over the box itself. The box collar covers about 20% of the box that's really not used, the flared sides, etc. And to secure it in place, we have 2 bolts we put in, and we just drive them into the ground using a hammer drill. And it's very simple, and it just slides in there and doesn't move. And so this is part of the process. Box collar, you just fit over the box so that it doesn't impede the bend of the pole. And once it's set in place and you're satisfied with it, then you mark the spot. So there's a little hole cut in here for the bolt that goes down in there. I marked that spot on both sides, and then I drill a hole. The bolt running through the box collar is a 3/8 inch bolt to have a little bit of a play in there, because I'm not a perfect driller. I'm going to drill a 1/2 inch hole, and it should slide right in and stay in place. Once I have my hole drilled in the cement, then I install the bolts into, these are carriage bolts, 3/8 inch carriage bolts into the box collar. And we'll fit it on top. Once the bolts are installed, it's just a matter of placing the box collar on there. And hopefully I line them up right. There it is. Now, the collar doesn't move more than just a little bit, so it's not going to ever affect the bend of the pole. The only thing it's covering up is the slanted areas on the side of the box. Decrease the amount of area that's open for the boulder to fall in. Plus, it ensures 6 inches of extra padding around the box itself. So, there we have it. Bingo box collar. And I have a problem here. We break so many crossbars, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to avoid it outside of not using crossbars, but you got to use them in meat, and they're a valuable practice tool, even though we like to use a bungee as well. But here, what do you do with that stuff? And I've had plenty of them. I've had so many, like I say, I hate to throw them away. Here's a bunch of ends. So what we've done is well, try to reuse the ends, and we have the crossbars shipped at times without any ends on them because I have plenty of extras. Sometimes they kind of wear out, and I use them for markers on the track. The other thing I found that we can do with the crossbars is use them as bar putter uppers. I have a little thing that one of my former athletes, Ben Allen, made. We call it Ben's Bends in his honor, I guess. And it's just a little thing that slips in here, put it in there, and then you put the crossbar up. We'll show you how to do that in a minute. But first, once you have a crossbar, you want to set it up right. So I'm going to get a little help from one of my coaches, and then we're going to set up a crossbar. Most crossbars have a low point on them. You know, they're very few are just totally straight across. You know, and so when they go on, you'd like them to roll to the low side. So it's kind of important when you set up the crossbar, just so it sits still and doesn't fall off all the time, when it shouldn't, that we strap it between 2 hurdles, or stick it between 2 hurdles, and then let the low point find its way. See, it's going to roll to its lower spot. Then you take the end, mark it in here, and the rounded top side there, make a mark on top there, and where it's on top of the crossbar itself. Ben has one over there, and then we're just going to stick them on and line those 2 things up. And that way, we know it'll always roll down. Okay, once we have these done, in just a minute we'll start putting up a crossbar using our broken crossbar and our bends. Okay, we have our crossbar putter-upper with the bends. This has a little bit of a plastic coating at the end, so it has a little grab to it. But as you put the crossbar up, it can be a one-person or two-person job. It's a little easier with two, and there's a couple different ways to do it. Here's one way, and it works pretty fast, is I'm going to have Ben put the crossbar up, and as he does that, he's going to put it up there and tilt it so it's slightly facing me, and he raises his hands up high, the less distance, maybe tilt it in just a little bit more. There we go. Like this. Now, as I put this on, I'm also going to twist it so it torques back towards the other peg. And then I just lift up the top. And on it goes. I've been to many money meets, big meets that people couldn't put the crossbar up worth a hoot, and just wound up the competition just took way too long. This is pretty simple. Here's one other way to do it, and then maybe if you have a high height, this is at 5 meters, and there's no problem at all. You know, we could have it up at 19 feet and do the same thing. But sometimes it's nice to do it with two people and just both using one of these. So that's the next thing we'll do. Just set it right on top. Now those are both broken crossbars. You can actually use a regular crossbar or high jump crossbar if the heights are high enough or the people are short enough that you know, can't reach that far. But it happens pretty quickly. These are very easy to use. Okay, there's nothing new in the world about bungees except that I started making my own. One is because some of the bungees, especially the ones that had cloth in them, well, I've seen standards fall over, and those are a danger. You know, and some of these latex bungees are pretty darn good, but a lot of times you have to wrap them around the standard or do something else to try to get them. So I made one that's a little bit adjustable, and also it usually doesn't pull off the pegs. The material, the latex material, is rather thin. It's easy to replace. I'm happy to replace them. Yeah, but it stretches just super. We've had the bar up, the bungee up well over 19 feet, and then bottomed it out and had no problems. Anyway, this other system, it loops around in here. It's tied in one end, loops around this little pad, and fits over the peg. It's about as simple as that. If you want it tighter, you can make a knot. Make this knot that tightens. You can make it a little bit tighter and make a tighter bungee if you want. So, comes across here. Pretty simple, pretty effective. We've been using a red line and black pipe insulation, and it's quite, I think, a good visual. Nate has one of our pole protectors that goes over the standard. It's just a piece of packing foam, but it wraps around pretty neatly like that and can slide up or down. And as you can see in there, that it's going to protect, if the pole falls over, it's not going to hit the handle. Where's the handle there? There we go. So it will cushion the pole so it does not hit sharp metal object, which is rather important.